Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Coaching Corner. Yes, it is Tuesday, my favorite day of the week, because I get to come on and talk to our community about our favorite thing, all things special education. This is what we do here at the IEP Coach. We talk about all things special education here on the Coaching Corner. And if you are new to the Coaching Corner, I am Jamila, aka the IEP Coach. I'm the founder and CEO of the IEP Coach LLC. We are an education company and we specialize in supporting special education teams, teachers, and paraprofessionals so they can thrive in their roles and help keep their schools out of litigation. All right. And we also provide parent workshops for these schools. So that way parents understand the special education process, IEP process, and 504 plan process as well. Okay. Because parents need to know the process in order to know how to support their students. And also the teachers need to know how to properly support the students, so that way we're creating that village and it's a win-win on both sides. All right. All right. So, those of you who are just now tuning in, please drop in the comments. Let me know where you are from, where you are tuning in from. Please remember, we have they're in the our live notes. So we're streaming live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. In the description, you will have the links to our upcoming free workshop, Progress Monitoring 101. I know a lot of you struggle with that. Knowing how to progress monitor, what do I need to use to progress monitor students' goals? We're going to learn all that on October the 22nd. And it's free. So make sure you click the link and join in, okay? It is called Progress Monitoring 101. All right? 101. Progress Monitoring 101. And to my special education teachers that are looking for support, looking for a community, looking for support in your role as a special education teacher, as a special education professional, so you can learn those nuances of your role, because you're going at it by yourself and you're pushing beyond your capacity, because you don't some of the things, like, you need somebody to talk to who is also a SPED professional as well. So we have the wait list for our SPED Educators Rise group coaching program. So you definitely want to take advantage of that and join the wait list now. So I am going to drop that right here. So make sure you join the wait list, and the links are also in the live description. Okay. All right. And before we get started, make sure you share out this live. All right. Share out this live. Tonight's topic is teacher stress. Why it's not your fault. It's not your fault, y'all. It's not your fault. We're going to talk about why it's not your fault, okay? So go ahead, make sure you share out this live. And as I'm telling you to share it out, I am sharing it out as well, okay? So make sure you go ahead and share out the live. And I hope everyone had a safe weekend. Everyone had a restful weekend, and you actually got rest if that is what you needed, okay? Everyone deserves some good rest, all right? So sharing out the live. All right, sharing out. And after we finish our topic, we always have time for Q&A. So make sure you have your questions ready, because we answer your questions right here on the spot and at the coaching corner, all right? So you're going to get information and you can get your questions answered, all right? All right. So we're going to go ahead and jump right on in. All right. Hello, everyone who is joining us across various platforms. All righty. So today I told you we're talking about stress. And not just any kind of stress, but the kind of stress that makes you feel like you're drowning in your paperwork. You feel like you feel like you're barely keeping your head above water. You're pushing through, you're pushing past your capacity, and you still got to put on a smile just to make it through your day. We're talking about that type of stress. Okay? You're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling anxious, that type of stress. All right. And it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're unmotivated. You're an unmotivated teacher. It's not, your stress is not your fault. It's not your fault. And we're going to be talking about why it's not your fault and what to do next. All right. So let's jump right on in. So as a teacher, as a former SPED teacher, oftentimes, and I know you hear this a lot as a teacher when you're dealing with stress, oh, you just need to manage your time better. That's all. There's that false narrative that you're not managing your time well. And that's not even the case, that you're not managing your time well. And that can be a bit harmful when someone is saying that to you when you're stressed out. It's harmful because it's the assumption that you are not doing something on your part, which is why you're stressed out. But the real culprits here are you have an oversized caseload, you have an oversized classroom, you are working past your capacity. You're not working within your capacity, you're working past it. You have a lack of planning time. There's the pressure to be in compliance. Because you're dealing with legal documents, there's that pressure to be in compliance. And then it's just that emotional labor because you care deeply about your students and you want to be there for them and all that, but you're not getting the support that you need. And all of that is contributing to your stress. All of it is contributing to your stress. And then the number one thing that a lot of people don't think about is when you're a SPED teacher, you're a teacher and you're a case manager. So it's that invisible load. You're doing two jobs, one salary, but you're doing two jobs, the jobs of two people. That is adding to your stress. So just add that on there. Add that. That's adding to your stress as well. And the IEP meetings, and your data collection, and your behavior support, in addition to the teaching that you're doing too. But they say you need to manage your time better. And what I say to that is, how about you help me manage my time better? How about you give me my planning time? How about you give me enough planning time? How about you get me some team members so that way I'm not working past my capacity? But we're going to get into that. All right. So you're not burned out because you can't handle your job. You're burnt out because the system has been running you over. They're running off of you over functioning. They're running off of you working beyond your capacity. The education system. That's why you're burned out. It's not that you can't handle your job. No, this system has it set up where they love that you work past your capacity. And you're over functioning. And you're over functioning. But let's think about, how does it show up in your life? How does it show up in your life? When you feel guilty for wanting to take off or take time off, taking work home with you, even when you say, okay, I ain't gonna do no work, I'm not gonna do no work, but you take the work home with you anyway. I don't know, this was some of you crying in your car or crying on your lunch break because you feel so overwhelmed. You feel so stressed out. This can create resentment towards the leadership in your building because they're not giving you what you need. Therefore, you resent them for it. Or it's a possibility this could trickle down to your students. The stress starts to affect you physically. Headaches, insomnia, fatigue. The headaches was me. That was me. I had the headaches. And then it can put a strain on your relationships outside of school because you're just so tapped out. You're so tired. Has anyone felt this before? Any of you felt this? Because I know I have. I shared my story so many times about the headaches that landed me in the ER. I've shared my story about that. And I know some of you suffer in silence. You put on the mask and pretend like everything's okay, but you're crying deep down inside because you're so stressed out. But it is not your fault. It's not your fault. And let me tell you why it's not your fault. The education system is not set up to support teachers, educators of all kinds holistically, and to support holistic educator wellness. They're not set up for that. Our education system is not set up to support us holistically, to support our wellness, to support us in that way. It's not. They want to give you a pizza party. Oh, good job. They want to give you a pizza party. Or they feed you. I used to joke around and be like, oh, this is the sorry. This is your sorry. You fed us pizza or you fed us lunch. So instead of you giving you what you need, we're gonna give y'all a meal instead of providing the support that we desperately need, which will help alleviate the stress that we experience. And then, as a special education teacher, you put out so many fires. Sometimes you're the glue that's holding things together, and you don't get no acknowledgement for it. The constant doing more for less, with less. Oh, we all teachers and former, oh yes, doing more with less. Let me tell you what doing more with less looks like. Doing more with less looks like you're sharing a classroom with another teacher. Your side of the room doesn't have any boards. And this is before every classroom was getting smart boards, Promethean boards. I took the big, the line chart paper, not chart paper, but the big line paper you make a lot of anchor charts with. I laminated about 4 of those. That was my board. You want to talk about doing more with less? Those were my boards because I didn't have boards on my side of the room. And I still was required to teach and do what I needed to do. Doing more with less. And it's not a weakness, it's just an unhealthy system because they're not set up to support, again, holistic educator wellness. No, they're set up to push you past your capacity and have you work with less and just take more and more from you. Suck the passion out of you. It can really suck the passion out that you have for your job out of you. And that is why you're stressed. That is why teacher stress is at an all-time high. Not because you can't do the job, not because you don't love the job. It's because the system isn't set up to cater to your wellness and even care about teacher wellness. So then you might say, well, you say all that to say what? Like, well, how can... What can I do about it? All right. So 1, name what you're feeling. Don't just say I'm tired. You're not tired. You're unsupported. Say use language like I'm operating. You're not tired. I'm operating past my capacity. I'm overstimulated right now. Instead of I'm tired or I'm just not doing my best. It's not that you're just not doing it's not that you're not doing your best. You're working past your capacity. What happens when you work past your capacity? You're not working at 100%. That's why you're stressed. So first off, let's name it. Give language to it and name it for what it is. Don't say, oh, I'm tired. I'm this. No, say what it is. And prioritize 1 to 2 non-negotiables. Like really, really advocate your boundaries, for your boundaries. And if it has nothing to do with your job description, you're not doing it. Say no. No work at lunch. Actually eat your lunch and actually utilize your whole lunch. As a teacher, your lunch is 30 minutes. Take your 30 minutes. If your lunch is 45 minutes, take the full 45 minutes and do your lunch. Have your lunch. Say no. Can you, Miss Bashir? Can you? No, I cannot. But I just need you. No, I cannot. Be okay with it. You have to have some type of boundary set. Ask for structural support. Hey, they're not getting you more team members. Excuse me, can you give me some PD for progress monitoring? I really need help with that. I mean, I know I'm not gonna get no other support, but can you get that for me? Can I actually have time to prep for my IEPs? Can you give me that? Can you actually give me some support in this IEP meeting? Can you do that for me, please? So ask for structural support. Build your village. You need a village of other professionals like you. If you're in special education, you have to have your village of other special education professionals, of other so this way you can bounce ideas off each other. You can ask each other for help. You can get SPED specific support, peer support, coaching, and programs like SPED Educators Rise, whose waitlist is now open. Communities like that, programs like that. And then, last but not least, give yourself grace. Rest is not earned. You don't earn rest. You don't earn to take a nap. No, it's a necessity. And it's necessary. Okay? Stop treating yourself like you're gifting yourself a nap. Like the stuff that your body requires. Stop acting like it's a gift to have rest. You deserve support without having to hit your breaking point, without having to be burnt out. You deserve support. All right? You deserve support. So let's do a quick recap. Teachers, to all my teachers, you are doing enough and you are enough. Okay? And you're not alone. You are not alone. The stress you're feeling is real. It is valid. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you don't care. It actually means you care a lot. But it shouldn't cost you your health. Okay? It should not cost you your health. And understand, it's not your fault. The system is not supporting you like it should. All right? So I just want to remind everyone to join the waitlist for SPED Educators Rise, because you shouldn't have to figure all this stuff out by yourself, and you should be in community with other SPED educators like yourself. So make sure you click the link in the description that has the link to join. I'll also drop it again just in case you're right here on the live. You can go ahead and click on it and join the waitlist. And also, our Progress Monitoring 101 workshop will be taking place on October the 22nd. That is a Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This workshop is 100% free. It is free 99. Okay? It is free 99. So make sure you register. All right. Again, click the link in the live description, and you can register for free. If you are on Instagram, click the link in the bio. Okay. So before we go, are there any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Let me see. Any questions? And I know it takes a minute to type your questions. Any questions? And let me check to see. Oh, I don't see any questions. If your questions come to you later, feel free to send them to us. At the IEP Coach LLC, we are very responsive. You can DM us, you can email us. We're very responsive to your questions. And if you just DM us a message, we're very responsive. Okay. So please make sure you do that. And remember to register for the Progress Monitoring 101 workshop. It is free 99. Free. Okay. Okay, so before we go, thank you all for showing up today. Please remember your capacity and don't work past your capacity, because that's what leads to burnout. Okay, and we will see you all next Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for more of the Coaching Corner. Take care of yourself and be kind to yourself and be safe. Peace.